Hey guys, good morning. Today is my first day of school. I am excited, and I thought it would be cool that since time is always of the essence with me, that I would try out this new thing and do like a little ride with me, and that way I can talk, not be distracted, we can catch up, let you know what's going on. I don't have my sunglasses. I don't know how the sun's gonna be. I don't know. I've never done this before, obviously. So if there's a lot of turbulence, bear with me. Ooh, Jonathan's here. Yay. And Cindy. So my summer has been really busy and crazy. I've had a lot of fun. At times I was very exhausted. But it was all worth it. 99% of what I did in the summer was for charity and volunteering and stuff. So it's always nice to give back, even though I do it year-round now. So that was cool. That was nice. I met some new people, met some new friends this summer. So I know I had mentioned there's a bunch of stuff that I kind of wanted to talk about. I don't know where to start, so I'm just gonna like jump in. So I know I had mentioned that I was auditioning for a part like a month ago or something, and I was super nervous. I hadn't auditioned formally auditioned in years. Half the time that I got a role or a part, or if I got cast in anything, it was like an extra, or the part was just given to me or something. And I didn't really have to audition. But one of my good friends got a script. He said he thought I would be good for a couple of the roles, so I auditioned for those roles. I was really nervous because they went in like costume or like characters, so I was in like costume and stuff. The audition went well. I didn't know how well it went because they still had to review some of the tapes that were being submitted, like through email or through the mail or however that works. And I think I found out probably like a week later that I actually got the part. I got one of the parts that I had auditioned for, and so I was really excited. I haven't really told many people that I had gotten, cast in this short film. Only I think one or two people who asked me, and then of course my mom. So I thought that was really cool. I got a role in a short film this summer, and I think we're gonna be shooting in September, something like that. No, it's not Casting Couch, you shady bitch. I'd be so lucky though. So that happened. I was really excited. I have never worked with the director on something like that. It's always been fun stuff and not as serious or not as professional, I would say. So I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I was super nervous when I got the call. I was super like, this is weird. I don't like all this. But it was cool. It's a paid role. So that's always nice. What else? Oh, just yesterday actually, I was in a photo shoot campaign for the nonprofit organization called Impulse Group Dallas, and they were doing, they needed models for something, and I was like, sure, why not? So I submitted my information and stuff, and they ended up emailing me back. They wanted to use me, and I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. Didn't know anything about the campaign, didn't know anything about the photo shoot, didn't know, like, I knew nothing. But I was like, whatever, it's still summer. I don't go to school until tomorrow, so let's just do it. And I got there, I got on set. It was very interesting. I had no idea what they had in mind, but I was down for it. I was like, okay. And if y'all had seen my Snapchat, from yesterday, then you saw what the set was and what they had us doing. But at the end of the day, it's all for a good cause. I think the campaign is called #BeatHate, I think. And from what I know, or from what I heard from people talking on set, is that there's a lot of like hate within the gay community because you don't look like a Ken doll or a Barbie doll, or I mean it's everywhere. It doesn't matter what culture, community, or gay, straight, or it doesn't matter who you are. There's always that stigma. There's always that like you have to look like this, and if you don't have six-pack abs, you're not much of anything. That's everywhere. That's across the board. And so they had different sections, and they had one for transgender, they had one for, I think, queer, and then they had one for body shaming, and I was body shaming, or body, you know, I was the one being, or representing that picture. And so I was like, okay, like, let's just do this, like, whatever. So I was really excited for that. That happened. Why are you on Blackburn? I'm going down Turtle Creek because I can. I don't understand what this question was. I don't understand that question. I was supposed to go down Lemon and then take a left on McKinney and then take a right on Blackburn, but I forgot. So now I have to go all the way down to Avondale, then take a left onto frontage 75, wait 2 lights, then get on 75. That's just how it happened. I have some time. I think my first class starts at 11:45, 11:30. I kind of looked at my schedule. I kind of really didn't pay that much attention. I'm just gonna log on my computer when I get to school, and then we'll figure it out. Cool. Another thing that happened is that I get real nervous when I get emails, because I don't know if I don't know who it's from, or if I don't know what the content of the email is. Like if I know it's from like a friend and I don't know what it is, I get kind of really nervous, and so I start reading it, and then I start getting more nervous because I wasn't expecting this email. So I got an email from one of the guys that I volunteer with on a regular basis, and the email had stated that I was nominated for a scholarship through the Resource Center, and I think it's a John Thomas. Don't hate me. I cannot look at my phone right now, obviously, so if I misrepresent the scholarship, please, I will correct myself later. Basically, I got this nomination award for like exceptional volunteering. A bunch of my other volunteer peers have gotten it before, and I was reading the email and I was real nervous because I don't volunteer to be like to be in the spotlight, or, you know, oh, look at me, I'm volunteering, this is what I do, I'm a good person, you know. I don't really do it for that. I don't do it for like anything other than it's what I want to do, and it's what I'm for. It's not to be better than anybody else, because not everybody can volunteer their time. Some people can volunteer their time, some people can volunteer their money, some people can do both. I can only volunteer my time, and for me, that is good enough, and for the people that I volunteer with, it's good enough for them as well. So I got the email, I was nominated for something. I was literally almost hyperventilating because I didn't know that was a thing, and I didn't know that I was nominated because I didn't get like a warning. Like, I didn't know what was going on, I didn't know how it worked, anything like that. And so I already see traffic. So I'm reading the email, and I'm just like done. I'm like, this is weird. I've been volunteering for the Resource Center for 2.5 years about 2 years, and a lot of the employees that work for the Resource Center, when we do go to these like charity events or almost anything really, even if I see them out on town, like in the town, or out at the bar, we hang out, we have a drink or not, but we're on that level where we can just like hang out and be friends and like just chill, and there's not that like wall of like professionalism and like oh, I'm an employee and you're just a volunteer, you need to like keep your distance. It's not like that. It's like we're cool, and they're like that with everybody, not just me. So I'm reading the email, and someone had nominated me, and so I was just like, okay. The email has a lot of information, and it's going by really, like, I'm reading it, and I'm just, thank God I was sitting down, because I could not, like, it was just too much for me. So yeah, I am able to go to the black tie dinner in November, I think it is. I think it's November 11th, I think. Don't quote me on that, because I clearly don't have any notes. I just turn on the camera and I just start talking. They asked for a picture of myself to put in the program, and they asked for a quote if I had wanted to do either or. So I'm submitting that today. Today's the deadline, and since I was so busy this weekend, I wasn't in the mood to come up with something that represented me for the quote. And when I write, I'm an inspirational and an emotional writer, so I don't like to just throw out any old word and call it a day. So I'm doing that today, because today's the deadline, and I would like to fully represent and fully commit and embrace the nomination, and kind of go full throttle with it, because why not? I'm real nervous because I've never been to the black tie dinner. I have heard that the tickets are steep in price, but it's funny because I didn't know much about the black tie dinner or the black tie organization until I got that email, and I'm just like, I don't really know what this is about. I don't really know what this is for. So I did a Google search, looked it up, read some stuff on their website. I'm like, oh, that's why it's a big thing. And it's a huge, huge thing. And I knew that it was a big thing because a lot of my friends and people that I know in the community go to it every year. Some people sponsor tables, which is an obscene amount of money. But it all goes to charity, and it goes to the Human Rights Campaign, and it goes to the other organizations around town. So the money goes to where it needs to go, where it's supposed to go, where it says it's going. It doesn't go anywhere else, as far as I'm concerned. And so when I read up on the organization, I said, duh, like, I fucking have to do. And I was already going to volunteer for the black tie dinner. And like I said, I knew very, very little of it. I didn't know the extent of what they do in detail and stuff like that. So when I looked it up, I was like, okay, like, this is a really, really cool thing. So now that I'm able to go actually enjoy myself, sit down with my other, peers that got nominated as well, I'm not gonna volunteer this time. I would like to relax and hang out. It's very, very rare that I get to go to an event that I would normally volunteer at and enjoy myself. So I'm excited for that. What else? I was gonna write this shit down, but didn't really think I needed to. Obviously I do. Let's see if I can Felicia's here. James is here. Oh, James! He was in charge of the photo shoot from yesterday. James Hall is part of Impulse Group Dallas, and he was in charge of casting and directing and moving us around yesterday with his vision of what he wanted the campaign to look like. So that was fun. I don't think I had ever really met James. I had met his husband Eric before, because I've gone to a couple of their events before. I don't really think I had met James until yesterday. So that was cool. Hi, James. What else? You know, it's so weird because before I took this one class in my associate's degree in community college, and I'm the quiet one. Yeah, he is. Eric is very, very loud. I took this one honors class in my community college when I was in community college, and he had optional extra credit. Hi, Maddie. And the extra credit required you to do 10 hours of service learning. And I didn't really know what service learning was, but I already had something in mind. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to volunteer for the Resource Center. I've been hearing about them for a while. They're everywhere. People are nice. I'm just going to do that. And so when I went to my professor, I said, oh, that's where I'm going to volunteer. That's where I decided I'm going to do my service learning extra credit. And he was very reluctant to approve it. He was just like, what are you going to do there? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll figure something out, but that's what I want to do. And so once I got in contact with somebody at the Resource Center, we talked about what was available. I said, I need to start volunteering tomorrow. I don't have time to do this whole, and I said it like this, I'm not even kidding. I said, I don't have time to do this whole like 2-week waiting list. I don't have time to do an orientation. I need to start tomorrow. I need to get my hours in. This is for school. Do you have time or not? Do you have a slot for me? What's going on? And one of the guys that I spoke with, he's like, come on over. He's like, we're going to put you to work. And I said, all right, that's cool. I started off with the Hot Meals program at the Resource Center. And I did as much time as I could there, because I was doing that in the morning, then going to school, then going to work, then finally going back home at the end of the day. So after a 12, 13-hour day, I'm going back home. And after my hours are done, I'm like, what else is there? What? Tell me more. Let me know. And so I did that for as long as I could, and then I went to the food pantry, did that for as long as I could, and then I went to the front desk on Saturday mornings in the front office, did that for as long as I could, and then I heard about Gay Bingo and all these crazy, fun events, and you get to meet so many cool people, and you get to meet all these guests that just go because they love, Gay Bingo, and they love playing bingo, and the atmosphere, the drag queens, the energy in the room, and I was just, damn, I took the wrong exit. And I was just like, oh, okay. And it just kept going and going and going, and they would ask me, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? I was like, sure, let's do it. And it was never like, well, what about this? Do I have to do that? Da, 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 da. Like, it was never really, like, they never forced you to do anything. It's like, can you help or not? Like, what's going on? Let's talk. Do you have time? And they're so grateful, and they're so nice. And after my hours were done initially, I was like, this is fun. I'm meeting so many new people. And they're all nice, most of them. I want to see what's going on with somewhere else in the, in the agency, and it just bloomed. And I didn't like my professor that, was handing out the extra credit for service learning. We did not get along. It was very, 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 like, few people that he got along with, or he was, you know, people liked in his class. And it just kind of bloomed and, like, exploded into so many things. So if there's anything that I learned from that class, it was that. It was doing the extra credit stuff. Else? I think I need to plug this shit in. There we go. First day of fall semester for me, getting that doctorate degree for our fancy house together. Maybe you can have the cottage in the back. Oh, Maddie, we had one class in our college, in our community college, and then we had another class at the university, and we just clicked. I mean, she's so smart, number one. So cool, so down to earth, hippie at heart. You're my plan B. I tell all my friends that have a future. Anyone that has a future, and if you're my friend, and if I see any glimpse of you doing better than me financially and romantically, you're automatically my plan B. Point blank. Because I know that my plan A for myself is probably not going to work out. So, I'm leeching on to whoever succeeds more than I do. I tell all my friends that. Don't get fired. Don't lose your house. Don't get your car repoed, because you're my plan B. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to fail at something. So I need you to excel at everything else. Cool. What's everybody doing? Who's here? It's fucking early. I didn't realize how early these classes were gonna be until today, really. Because I'm like, oh, my class doesn't start till like 11:30. I'm fine, or 11:45. And then I put my alarms on, and I'm like, 8 o'clock already? Like, so I have to be out the door by at least 10. Because I don't know how traffic's gonna be. I don't know, like, if there's gonna be parking at school. I don't know any of that stuff. So I'm like, I would like to get there semi-early and make sure that, yeah, get away, loser. Make sure that I don't really run into traffic, or if I do, I have time. And since today is the first day back at school for, I think, everyone. I heard that last year it was university first, or community college first, or elementary, high school, and community college start first. Like, they would be this week, and then the university starts the week after. So it would be the 28th that we would start. But didn't happen. I don't know what happened with the schedule this year, but apparently everybody is starting at the same time. That's what I was told. Which I don't mind. I actually don't really remember. I picked out these classes in, what was it, April or like March or something, maybe even May. And I don't know what the fuck. I have to look at stuff. I know one is like digital something, and one is for a nonprofit management class. And I was like, I want to take that class because I've been doing so much with nonprofit organizations. And I volunteer with a lot of people. It's not just a resource center. I volunteer with the resource center, 2 different Life Walk teams. So this one's supposed to, yes. Who else? I know I've done stuff for Impulse Group Dallas. I mean, honestly, if you need someone, you know, if you need help, I'm like 99% sure I'm just gonna dive in and help you. So it's not just one thing. And then there's, I know I've helped with Tucker's Gift. They're another nonprofit organization. Another thing that I haven't said yet, and I've been a little hesitant to say anything about it, only because it's just my preference. But since I was tagged in a picture, I might as well just let the cat out of the bag now. I've started my journey with the DFW Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence in February of this year, and it is a minimum of a 1-year commitment. It's and I didn't want to say anything until I was like, you know, fully professed, a member, but that won't be the soonest it would have been would be February, and that wasn't even a guarantee that I would have been able to be fully professed at that time. So if you don't know who the DFW Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence are, they are a organization of 21st century nuns, and what they do is they do condom ministry, and they pass out condoms along like at the gay bars. They do fundraising for a lot of for an array of nonprofit organizations around town. They volunteer at the local hospice. They advocate. They're one of the front runners for you know, gay rights. They do a lot. Like, a lot happens backstage, like any business, organization, group, anything that people don't see. And so that's what kind of made me want to become a sister. And it's not an easy job. You're volunteering your time. It takes money. It takes will. It takes drive with any volunteering you do. You're in, you know, clown white face, all, you know, for hours on end. You're in this getup, and you're there to spread joy and make sure, you know, you're seen if somebody needs you, if somebody needs help, and you're there to be there for your community. And so when I started my journey, I was like, okay, cool, like let's see how long, or let's see what I want to do with this. And I'm down. It's a minimum of a year. You do 2 months of aspirancy, 4 months of postulancy, and then 6 months being a novice. In every stage, you learn something different, and you are supposed to be taught something different. And it opens up your eyes. Like, you think, when you look for something, you'll find it. And so when you're just walking down the street, you don't know it. You know, you're just walking down, I'm just going to the bar. So your mind's set on going to the bar. So everything in your peripheral vision on the sides of the street, you don't really notice because your mind is set. You have a tunnel vision, so you're walking down the sidewalk to the bar. When you're looking for something, you're looking everywhere because you want to find it. And so you notice all the things on the side of the street. You notice the way the buildings look, the graffiti, the litter all over the sidewalk. You notice the homeless people that are outside. You notice the cars and the people that work at the, restaurant. And it's kind of like that with the sisters. Before, I didn't really notice what they did. Didn't notice what they do, who they are. I've seen them around town. And when I started my journey, I was like, this is what y'all do. This is all fucking work. Like, this is work. Like, it takes a lot of time. And it is what they call it, a lifetime commitment. And they are so right. I mean, whenever you do become a fully professed member of the house, you're a member for life. As long as you maintain your status, you're good. And for some people it sounds confusing, or for some people they don't understand what I'm saying. That's totally fine. If you want more information, you can go to dfwsisters.org and read it up yourself. But it's really cool. So I volunteer with them as well, not only with the like my journey in becoming a fully professed sister. There's already a crash. Great. It's just what we need on the first day of school. They just do a lot for the community, and that's really, really good. And that's what I like about them, because they do it in a different way. They do it in a way that seems more effective. It feels more effective that you're going to see them because they want you to see them. So that's nice. That happened, like I said, I started in February. There's like 5 cops here. So I don't know if they like intentionally ran into the pole, or if they accidentally ran into the pole, but someone crashed. Right off the bat, I don't see any parking spots at all. We're gonna see how this works out. Oh look, I need gas. Yeah, I don't see any parking spots. So one of the things that I hate about the parking situation at my university is that they have, as far as I know, they have one parking garage, and that's fine and dandy, but y'all got acres and acres and acres of land. Number one, you have multiple parking lots. I don't understand why they don't just make bigger parking garages. That's just me. So I get to go around all the parking lots, spot by spot, look for a fucking place to park my car. We shall see. We shall see. I'm also real nervous today because last semester, my first you know, couple of days, these little bastards, they're all like, I'm 19. Oh, I'm 22. I still live at home with my mom. And I've never been to college before. And I'm like, get the fuck out of my way. I said, I'm 27. I'll run over you with my fucking car. That's paid off. And they're still fucking lost. If they're not lost, they're fucking arrogant on the fact that they're so smart and they're younger and shit like that. And I'm like, that don't mean shit, bitch. Just because you're younger doesn't mean that you're gonna excel better or, you know, get a job quicker. They don't have humility, and that's what you need in life. Be humble for what you have, because it could be taken away real quick, and they will put you in your place real quick. There's nothing more embarrassing than to be put in your place in a public way. That's the damn truth. Apparently, I'm the only one stupid enough to be up this early, because no one's talking to me. Road. I'm glad I came early, because I cannot find a parking spot. I've been to 2 different lots already. 2 different lots. I don't appreciate this. Who's here? Who's here? I was going to stop and get a smoothie because I haven't eaten today. I actually need to change my eating habits. I've been eating Taco Bell for like a couple of days. That's not cute. I need to start eating healthier. And going to school will help me with that. Because I need to feed my brain. I need to just give it nutrients and cute stuff like that. Oh, bitch just found a parking spot. God damn it. This is why I hate my life. Don't come down this road, stupid. This is a one-way. People are so stupid. People are so stupid. So I might run out of gas looking for a fucking parking spot. But that's okay, because I have AAA. That's fine. Fine and dandy. I don't know what that guy's doing, but it's kind of freaking me out. I thought he was leaving, but it doesn't seem like he's leaving. There's a parking spot here. I don't know why my car makes that sound. It's so annoying. Where's her? I made it, finally. So excited for that. I'm gonna be Snapchatting today throughout my day. I did this last semester on the first day of school, and that was interesting. I'm only supposed to be here until about 2:45, I think, because all my classes are like back to back to back. I have like a 15-minute break in between classes. We're gonna see. But I will keep y'all updated. via Snapchat. So if you're not friends with me, you should be friends with me because it's pretty fucking funny. I'll see y'all later.